Woo! All right, so looks like, well, it doesn't look like it is happening. This is it. So the pool is set. A reasonable length this week, I think. Is that a reasonable length? I don't know.
I think it's probably accurate. Just a bit longer. 33 maybe.
It's a 33 metre pool we've decided to use tonight. Hopefully you can hear me with the new mic set up. But if you can't, there's not a lot I can do about it now because we are doing it. Okay, so first I was thinking there'll be loads of people. I won't have to do the session. I can like, you know, be lazy, but no. Okay, so nobody's watching, so it's fine. They will be. Right. Okay, so let's start with a standard warm-up, shall we? Because, you know, it's a standard warm-up and what have you. Oh no, I can talk, and I can be heard hopefully as I'm walking away from the mic, from the camera. You know, I've got to be careful what I say because hopefully you can hear me. So standard warm-up. I walk, gets the heart rate a little bit high, and then when I get to the end, 3 candle blows and hold my breath back. And as always, it's a warm-up, so I want to get my breath back within 2 breaths, 2 recovery breaths rather, and then get my breath back in 2 breaths. So that's what we're looking for with the warm-up. We're going to do the warm-up maybe 5 times or so, and you'll see as we go, we get a little bit harder every time. Now the whole point of this warm-up is that if you're in a swimming pool, you've only got 1 lane, you can easily get 6 people socially distanced but making use of the pool. Now, other little important things are on the swim back, or in this case the walk back, where we're breath hold, we are doing it at our normal swimming pace. We're not running back, we are just coming back like clockwork. This is our dive, this is the speed we go at. Okay, so it doesn't matter what we do on the way up. One recovery breath, 2 recovery breaths, and actually I'm in control again, so that's fine. But as a warm-up, we want to tell our body what we're going to do, so we will step it up just a little bit on the next rotation. So we're trying to get the heart rate just a little bit higher before holding our breath. We were thinking of cancelling it today, but why not do it? It's only a little bit of rain. It's free diving after all. So it just doesn't matter how we're moving, just get the heart rate up on the dry session. And Kiri, if you're watching, which you said you're watching and you said you're going to come down to the park, if you're watching, can you bring an extra coat, because I think Laura's forgotten a coat and it is raining. Have you got a coat, Laura? Oh, she's got a coat in her bag. That just destroyed her breath hold. Okay, so we're stepping up a little bit more, trying to get the heart rate a little bit higher. Slow on the way back, Ian, slow on the way back. So we make it hard for ourselves, doesn't matter what other people are doing. 1 breath, 2 breath, I'm back in control, so that's good. So we make it tough for ourselves, we don't care what anybody else in the group is doing, it's just tough for us. So it's always hard on the up and standard slow on the way back. One, two, and then I'm getting my control back. There, that's it. That's 2 breaths and get my control back. And it's all about judging it, making it hard for yourself. You don't really mind what other people do, and you're watching them, you're interacting with them, but doesn't matter how fast they run, doesn't matter how slow you go back. So this is the last one, guys. Last one. Make it nice and hard. There we go. Sweet. So that's a standard warm-up. Works really well with 4 or 5 people. If you get 6 people, you start speeding it up. But equally well, you can start shadowing. And obviously when you get up to 8, obviously then you split into 2 groups. Excellent. So, next up we're going to do standard Toypedo doubles. So Toypedo doubles involve everybody does 2 lengths and there's 2 people swimming, 2 people, 2 lengths, that's why it's called Toypedo doubles. Now because there's 5 of us, we have to arrange the group in a certain way. The people at the deep end of the pool will have a slightly harder session than the people in the shallow end of the pool, but that's what we decide, and that's how we set it up. So Ian and Darren, you want to go down the other end? Now bear in mind this is usually a Toypedo exercise, but we're using a frisbee. Now as I was saying on Monday, the whole point of our training is only one of you down that end. Sorry. Yeah, it's fine. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, so as I was saying on Monday, that so you two, you're staying at the other end. So you're in your second length, Ian. So you tell when to go by blowing the candles. Have you got a coat? You should be putting it on. It's fairly raining now. There comes a point. Yeah. So as I was saying on Monday, that the exercises, we know how far we have to hold our breath. We know how far we've got to walk, or and whether we want to do a single, double, that's up to us. But what we don't know is how well the person's going to throw the frisbee, how often they throw the frisbee. So we're adding in a bit of variability that we are out of our control. Okay, so that's the whole point of these exercises. The next step up is we want to be getting the sleep and the awake mode. I'll take this one, Laura. It's fine. That's 3 recovery breaths. 1, 2. I've got control again. So that's about right. That's, I've timed that right now. I called a double on that. So I didn't stop at the other end and breathe. Usually in a pull session you really need to kind of organise that, but obviously in this doesn't really matter because they can kind of time themselves. They don't have to do anything particular to go under. You're not staying underwater. So as I was saying, it's not about it's about finding your challenge, but then having some variables in there that are out of your control. So that's they're throwing at a frisbee, you're throwing at a frisbee, whether it gets dropped. Or even if it's not a good throw. Now in this, we're really close to each other and everybody's throwing quite a lot. But I've only noticed that tonight. I've only noticed that literally now as we've started playing that that people are throwing quite a lot. Sometimes you'll get somebody who hogs it. So they'll catch it and they'll sleep for a few paces and then they'll pass it back. And that interferes, actually changes my breath hold and how I have to work. So I don't know whether Ian's going to do a double. He's doing a double, so. One, 2, 3, and 2 breaths after my recovery breaths, and I've got control back. So again, that's a good level of exercise. So we can change how difficult it is we can do doubles, or we can do half lung, or we can change how difficult it is. But the interesting thing is that the reason we're doing the sleep and awake is because if you're diving, say a deep dive, you go down, something happens, you need to be asleep, and then something happens, you need to be awake, you need to deal with it, whether it's a piece of equipment that's kind of needs attending to, or you see something, and you need to be awake, you need to instantly make a decision as to what you're going to do, if you're going to abort the dive, deal with it, or stop and look at the dolphin, or whatever it is you've seen. And then go back to sleep. So you really need this skill of awake or asleep. And you do see it especially in competitive divers where they don't practice this, and if everything's going well, the dives are great, but as soon as one thing goes wrong, they just like lose their ability to continue to dive, because it all kind of falls apart. So that's what we're literally practicing here. So you can see Kiri's now started doing a little bit more walking sleep. One, 2, 3. So there are the recovery breaths, and I get my control back in another 2 breaths. There we go. And again, in this exercise is a group exercise, so if Kiri doesn't want to go there next, that's fine. I can take over. It will make it harder for me, but I got to judge that, okay? And she is going, so I don't have to go. But all the time I'm thinking and being aware of what people are doing and how they're acting. Non-verbal communication is a massive, massive part of our training. if we can develop a way to communicate with our buddies with non-verbally, it's going to be a heck of a lot of less effort. So that's secure, sitting down, eyes closed. Okay, maybe she's not doing the dive, I can prepare for mine, or not doing the hold. And then she got up and did it, and that's fine. I didn't have to ask her, are you ready to go? Are you going to go? She either goes or not. It doesn't matter. I'm prepared for either option. So we're just going to do one more round of this. And we can make it harder for ourselves by doing an empty lung. Darren calling a double there, but again, that's from our pool days. And it really is interesting every time we do this, but if you watch what I'm doing when I'm catching it, I'm just closing my eyes, dropping my shoulders for 2 paces, and it makes an amazing amount of difference to how much energy I'm using. The body starts dropping down. Just for those 2 seconds is enough to tell the body, relax, drop. And I bring the awareness to me, rather than watching the frisbee. As soon as I close my eyes and drop my shoulders, the awareness comes onto me, and I can control. Yeah. So it's really interesting how much that affects us. He's doing a single, so you can stay there. Last one, Ian. Wow, that's good sesh. One, Darren. Wow. What exercise should we do tonight, Laura? My plan's kind of gone out the window due to rain.
You can find a good bunny, I don't know.
Oh!
No.
Oh, yes! So, Laura...
No. Did she say oxes?
No, she suggested a variation on a pool session, and it's really good because we haven't done that this exercise dry. So because we're in the park, it's going to be Evil Bunny as opposed to Evil Buddy.
Oh, good God, Laura!
And so that's a really good plan. Fantastic. Let me just think about how this is going to work. There's 5 of us. So we're going to have one shadower. You have to hop. Okay. Okay. So I'll shadow. So I'll explain and follow, and I'll just join in one of the groups. So if you want to buddy up, if you two. Yeah, whichever. I was going to buddy you because you're next to each other, but that's fine. Laura and Kiri can get together. Okay, so what it is, okay, very easy. One person's going to be swimming, empty lung. So they do the length from the log to the log, empty lung, as slow as they can. No, full lung, as slow as they can. And the person's going to be walking along the side of the pool. And they're going to be doing an empty lung and trying to match the swimmer. Don't quite know how this is going to work with we're both walking. It doesn't make any sense, but we're going to try it. Yeah, but the point is, it doesn't matter how far you get. The person who's walking as slow as they can, full lung, okay, they are just making the length. They're making a judgment call, but then the person doing empty lung isn't in control. So if you make it halfway, that's fine. Put a mental mark where that is, and that's how far you're going to kind of try and do 1 pace extra the next time along. Okay. Obviously, there's going to be a variation to uphill and downhill, but you know, we're going to notice. A mental mark. No, no.
I shall
I'm
stay
gonna-
first.
Okay.
How
You
can
can.
you walk as slow as you can? That's like, or like that.
Yeah, that's as slow as you can.
Or like this.
But you won't make it to the other end. Yeah, but then you won't make it to the end. It's a judgment call of the swimmer and the person on the outside, the walkers who are doing empty lung. They have no control over it. So, and yeah, of course, the getting out and changing your fins over will be, well, null and void as well. So it's not going to, that's not a direct translation, but hey, we'll give it a go. So we're all going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Away you go. Okay. And we're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Away you go.
That wasn't too bad. I didn't think I could do that, but I did.
That's right, you've got to spin it around. So basically it's one length empty lung, one length full lung. Now traditionally the person who's doing it full lung tries to put the person off who's doing it empty lung, but obviously they get their own back because they're being an evil buddy. So they're going in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, away you go. The idea is the person who's doing empty lung is trying to break their buddy on the side of the pool who's doing empty lung. But of course, all our exercises that we do empty lung dry, because when if you do have an issue, then the first thing that will happen is you breathe in, and you're going to make yourself safe. Whereas if you do it full lung, the first thing you do is breathe out, and that couple of seconds is possibly going to cause kind of issue. If you're on the floor, you might be face down on the floor. Oh, okay, I've just found a plastic bag to cover the microphone because it is now raining quite a lot. So hopefully this system's working. Hopefully you can hear us this week. I had a couple of comments last week that, especially last week because it was quite windy, that people couldn't hear the thing. You're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Away you go. So we've got a new microphone running tonight. So hopefully you can hear us a bit better this week. Again, we're interacting with each other, and affecting each other, but it doesn't actually matter what the other person does. If the empty lung buddy doesn't make the length, that's fine. They just breathe. Okay? But the full lung person is setting the pace. Okay? So the full lung person's in control. Obviously, if they don't make their length, they can come up. It's not a problem. But that they should the full lung person should always make the length, because the full lung person is deciding. So that's fantastic for Ian, because he's beat Darren, but unfortunately Darren can get his own back on this one. So again, the person holding their breath full lung is usually the person in the water. They're trying to put the other person off, trying to break them, but they get their own back if they do get broken. So let's go again in 5, 4, 3, 2.
You broke yourself then.
So traditionally,
What?
traditionally the person who's doing it dry, so that everyone's empty lung, can stop. So they can literally close their eyes and relax and chill. They can stop. So the person underwater holding full lung has to keep moving, obviously slowly. That's traditional, but you know, who knows in Evil Bunny. And we're going in 5.
went back.
I know. He got out of the pool.
Through the pool wall.
Again, these exercises are set up for very specific reasons. The fact that the person on the side of the pool's empty lung is able to just close their eyes and kind of ignore the person who's trying to put them off, and they're doing silly things in the water full lung. They're completely ignoring them and just zoning out, whereas the person in the water can't see the person dry, so they're trying to play silly buggers to try and kind of put them off, but they don't know whether the person's looking or not. So the idea is the person who's doing it empty lung is able to have that sleep option, whereas the full lung doesn't have that. But of course, this is non-traditional, so it changes it slightly. Maybe Ian overcooked that one ever so slightly. Okay, so last round of this, guys. Okay, fair enough.
On full lung.
I'm on full lung. Okay.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Man, how are you making these holes, Laura? Holy cow. How are you doing this? Don't forget, traditionally the full lung is not allowed to stop. They can play silly buggers, but they can't stop. Otherwise you float. So traditionally you can do anything you want as long as you stay under the water and don't go backwards. I love it, he's trying everything and I'm just denied. So again, the full lung person is playing, you know, they've got full lungs, so they're playing silly buggers, they're thinking, they're doing stuff, whereas the empty lung is really just eyes closed, just focusing in on the breath up, so they can stop and pause and whatever. Okay, so we're going back, last one, in 5, 4, 3,
Can't stop, Ian.
oh my gosh. How are you making them, Laura? How are you doing them? Oh my god, that's so good. Oh. Oh. Oh, it's definitely an added dimension, seeing whether you're putting the person off. Oh, in the water it's quite good that the full lung person is trying to put them off and they don't realise the person's breathing. So the person outside is pretending to not breathe, so the person in the water's looking up going, oh, he's still doing it, and they're still messing around. So that's why it's called Evil Buddy. So there we go, Evil Buddy. Woo! So we haven't done this for a few weeks. So we're going to do this now. And for the viewers out there, there's more than one viewer. You will not be seeing this because the session's over. So we're going to be doing skipping. So simple exercise of skipping. It's just a 3-minute skip. And the last 30 seconds is attempted breath hold. And the whole point of this is when we're diving, we are not doing anything, relaxing, chilling, letting everything kind of drop down, the heart rate and stuff. And then we ask it to do something, a dive. Then we're asking it to do something that takes about, say, 3 minutes. So you can skip for 4 minutes if your breath holds 4 minutes, if your dives are 4 minutes, or 5 or 8 minutes, whatever you want. But today we're just going to do 3 minutes, but the last 30 seconds is breath hold, just to have that real CO2 challenge. Okay, so on that note, thank you very much for viewing, and we'll see you on Friday for Video Friday, and we've got some really nice videos we're going to be talking about on Friday. So thank you very much for joining us. See you later. Ciao, ciao. Touch the screen, and then it says top right. There's a little cross. Bam.